Hey guys, this is Anonymous Adam, and today I'm going to skip a couple of chapters. We're going to skip 4 chapters off of Genesis 1 to Genesis 4. I'm going to correlate this with the book of Jasher. Then I'm going to take the book of Jasher out and just strictly look at the Bible. And today we're going to talk about how Cain died. Okay, not Abel. As we all know, though, Abel was slain by Cain, and I really think that Cain did it with some type of a tilling tool, maybe a plow, I don't know, but because Cain was a tiller of the ground, and obviously Abel, he had sheep and all kinds of stuff like that. Anyway, so we're going to look at Genesis 4:22. And it says, "And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech," which would be, I, if he's talking to his wives, 70 and sevenfold. So he got a curse passed to him right there. He says, he's concerned here. He says, listen, he's talking to his wives. He says, hear my voice. So obviously he wants them to listen because they're going to be angry. He says, ye wives of, my wives, listen to what I'm saying. I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. Now here in Genesis 4:22, they mention Tubal-Cain. Now Tubal-Cain was one of, obviously Lamech's sons. Now if you go to, now we're going to correlate this with Jasher. If you go to Jasher, Jasher says, it says, "And Lamech was old and advanced in years, and his eyes were dim that he could not see. And Tubal-Cain his son was leading him. And it was one day that Lamech went into the field, and Tubal-Cain his son was with him. And while they were walking in the field, Cain, son of Adam, advanced toward them. For Lamech was very old and could not see much, and Tubal-Cain his son was very young. And Tubal-Cain told his father to draw his bow. And with the arrows he smote Cain, who was yet far off, and he slew him, for it appeared to them to be an animal. And the arrows entered Cain's body, although he was distant from them, and he fell to the ground and died. And the Lord requited Cain's evil according to his wickedness, which he had done to his brother Abel, according to the word of the Lord which he had spoken." Prophecy fulfilled. And right here, it also tells how he killed Tubal-Cain. "And it came to pass, when Cain died, that Lamech and Tubal-Cain went to see the animal which they had slain. And they saw, and behold, Cain, their grandfather, was fallen dead upon the earth. And Lamech was very much grieved at having done this, and clapping his hands together, he struck his son, and caused his death. And the wives of Lamech heard what Lamech had done. They sought to kill him." That's why he was so worried. If you look in the Bible, it says he was pretty concerned, basically. He was worried. That's why. He had 2 mad women after him. They expected him to come back with food. He comes back to tell them, well, I killed Gramps and I killed the kid too. I don't have nothing to eat. We have to bury somebody now. 2 people. And the wives of Lamech hated him from that day, because he slew Cain and Tubal-Cain. And the wives of Lamech separated from him, and would not hearken to him in those days. And Lamech came to his wives, and he pressed them to listen about this matters. That's where he says, hearken to me. And he says to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, O wives of Lamech. Attend to my words, for now you have imagined and said that I slew a man with my wounds, and a child with the stripes, for their having done no violence. But surely know that I am old and gray-headed, and that my eyes are heavy through age. And did this was unknowingly, basically. He says, listen, I didn't do this on purpose. And they listened to him. They returned to him. Just so you know. These were books that was just tossed out. They could be right there, right by Esdras, and so on and so on. These books were just tossed right out of the Bible. They used to be in there, and these are books that have just been tossed out. But they do a lot of explaining for just being tossed out. And there's some chapters of Enoch you will never find. They have been destroyed, or they're being kept away. But I've tried to do as much studying on Enoch in different books as I could, possible. But there's another little bone to pick at too. One of the last references, you have Jude 1:11. That's the very last reference to Cain. Then you have 1 John 3:12, and check this out. Let's start from 3:11. For this is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you. What that's kind of saying is also, if you look at it, it does kind of say, and wherefore slew he him? Cain was slain. So there's a lot of people out there saying that Cain died of old age. You need to read your Bible. You can't. The curse alone is enough evidence to say he killed him. He killed Cain. The curse alone. I mean, he passes the curse right to him. Truly, 70 and sevenfold. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Right there. 424 is there's no denying it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. 22 all the way down to 24 would not make sense. Start at 4 to 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand, which thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her strength. See that? A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. You know what that means? When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Unto you her strength. That means he was doing a lot of hunting. So once again, there's a green check mark for Jasher, because they are suggesting he was out hunting. Okay. And further down, you will find right here. And the Lord said unto him, this is 4:15, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. So somebody had to kill him to make this prophecy true anyway. Find out about that person that you believe in. Find out a little bit about Jesus. Find out something about him. Learn about him. Learn his words. Learn his scriptures, his teachings. There's a lot of people that's they stand in the middle of the bridge. They don't cross the threshold. After you believe in something, well, what do you mean after you believe? First of all, you have to educate yourself about this person. You have to find out about them. Then you may truly believe. But how can you believe in something and it's out of fear? Some of these people are just saying it out of fear. And I'm not trying to rip on people. I'm not trying to rip on people's IQs. I'm not trying to rip on people's intelligence. I'm not trying to any way whatsoever. It's just whether I guess they're interested in it or not. That's the problem. There's people that's quite capable of listening and understanding that just are not that interested. But they want to hurry up and take a safeguard and say, oh yeah, I believe in Jesus. Well, what Jesus do you believe in? Tell me something about Jesus. Then I'm not talking about everybody. There's just a lot of lukewarm people. And I've seen it, and it's like, wait a minute. If you believe in it, what do you believe in it? Can you tell me anything about it? Because, further in the book, you'll find out that this Bible here tells you to go out and preach to other people. If you know about it, that's one of your, it's like one of your little tide duties, I guess. I don't know, one of your little jobs, it's like it's nothing like a burden, it's nothing like a yoke of bondage, but it is it's something that you're supposed to do. You should want to anyway. That's the point. You should want to do this. Another interesting thing, and I'm going to shake things up a bit. Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bare Cain, and she said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Right there. Now the interesting thing about that, let's look at Jasher. Right here. And she called the name of the firstborn Cain, saying, I have obtained a man from the Lord. It's interesting. It goes on to say, and in the name of other she called Abel, for she said, in vanity we came into the earth, and in vanity we shall be taken from it. I'm going to personally thank each one of the subscribers that we got. Friends too, if I could go through them quick enough I would like to, but here we go. Prejudice from Freedom. With Strength and Wing. Tiny Tater Tot 2003. Dutchinson's. Saluna 99032. John's 620. CAS 111498. Dudeman. Chevy Pimp 80. Drum Workshop 7. Wooden Soapbox. Pooty U1. JVSM 1971. Band and Flag. Chemtrail Skies. 107 Monster. Garda the Nar. User 052187 Fool. Save 3 John 16. Grizzly Joe. The James Burkett Channel. Zala Blue. Bloodhive. In Christ Alive. McLaugh 123. Raina Valerie. Hollywood to New York. Voodoo Mojo. Jasper 50, Fox Zen 69, Imras 4000, the Jeremy. Each one of you guys, I want to thank you personally. This is Anonymous Adam. God bless you guys. Have a great night. If you guys get any questions, comments, leave them. I'm not trying to press this thought on any of you guys. This, again, this is just something that I seen and I had to ask myself about, and I investigated it. And the same I would like to say with the first Bible study that I brought to you guys in Genesis 1, the first 4 lines. It's nothing that I'm trying to press, there's just questions. Who was God talking to?